Hello, everybody, and welcome to the BBPN Business Podcast. I'm Melissa C. Williams, and we talk all things business. Today's subject matter is going to be about registering your business. So, I want to take you through a simplified process for registering your business. I'm going to give you the information as to where to go and do it, okay? And I'm going to make this as simple as possible, step by step. Okay, so once you decide what type of business you want to operate, okay, and where's your location and a telephone number. So if you want to operate from your home, you can have a home-based business, you can have a online business, you can lease an office or rent a space, okay? However you want to do that, make sure you take care of that, okay? And you can change your address at a later date if need be, okay, on your paperwork. So you just amend your paperwork, and you can go online and do that. So you want to make sure you have a name for your business, okay, a good name, a simple name that people can remember, and one that'll transfer over to a website. And if you want to check and see if that name is available and nobody else has it, you can actually go to GoDaddy.com for free and check to make sure that that name is not being used by anyone else. You can also go on social media sites, just check around and see if anybody else is using that name, okay? So those are great ideas for you to get started. If you want to register your business today for free, you can register as a sole proprietorship by going to irs.gov. And it'll take like about 7 to 10 minutes to get your paperwork back. You're going to use the SSS4 form, I believe, and it's free. Okay, so you can register your business. You can always change your business structure to something else. If you want to be an LLC later, a C Corp, S Corp, you can do that. All right. So for now, if you don't have the money or you just don't want to go through the paperwork process, just file for the EIN. And then you want to file for your tax identification number, okay, which you will do at the same time. And those are 9-digit numbers you will use also to do business as well as to open up a bank account and anything else that you need to do. Okay, so you'll keep that. Then so another business entity structure is the LLC, okay? You have the S Corp, the C Corp, and LLP, which is a limited liability partnership. You can file as a nonprofit C3, C6, there's so many of them, or you can start a foundation. Those are just some of them, okay? And the ones that I'm even concerned about at this point right now. So if you want to, what is an LLC? The LLC is kind of like one of the newer entities and kind of one of the most popular, as well as the S Corp. The LLC, the limited liability company, has benefits, many of them, okay? However, the taxes on that entity will pass through to the members. So those who are involved in the LLC will be called members. And you can also file as a sole LLC, okay, the sole owner. And you can bring somebody in as a partner later on as business starts to develop, okay? So you have the limited liability company. And what are some of the reasons why people do that? Because the benefits are you, you kind of operate like a corporation. And I'll explain that more. But no, I'm sorry. You kind of get the benefits of a corporation, but you can operate as a sole proprietorship. And here's why I say that. Because with an LLC, you can do things like protect your assets, okay? Protect your things like your house. Or, you can also get business credit, okay? You can get tax exemptions, many of them, tax deductions. You can get business credit that you can use to pay for things, for your clients, for supplies. And it's more kind of like when you get the LLC or the C Corp, it's more of a or the S Corp, it's more trusted amongst other businesses when they're doing business with you. So you're doing business to business with, say you need a 30-day net, they're more have to do business with you if you're an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp, okay? More trustworthiness and honesty because you've done a lot more paperwork and you have a lot more to lose. So the LLC also, like I said, you have the asset protection. You can set up business credit easier, and you can also buy a car, buy a house, buy land with your LLC. Just some of the things, and the tax exemptions are pretty good. All right, so you can also form an S Corp or a C Corp. Now, here's why I'm not telling you when you're a startup business, I am saying take your time because some of this stuff, it's a lot of paperwork, okay? A lot of tax paperwork that comes with it. And if you're not ready for this, you might want to just stick with the simpler ones, the S Corp, the LLC, or the sole proprietor. And you can change the structure, like I said, at any time. So don't move fast. And you're also going to be putting out money to pay for these things. You have a lot of paperwork that needs to be done, and your taxes have to be taken care of. So the next step would be, and let me tell you where you can go to file for these entities, these business structures, and these names are used interchangeably. So when you hear me say these names, you're going to know I'm saying them so that when you see them somewhere else or you hear them, you'll say, oh, I heard that, on the BBPM podcast. I'm familiar with it. Okay. So you know what you're talking about. So you can go to LegalZoom, and they're pretty good with doing this type of paperwork. ZenFile, Inkfile.com, Taylor Brands. I've never done any business with them, but they sound like they're doing that. They're doing a good job. They'll do your LLCs for you quickly. And the LLC, you're going to pay the state filing fee, and you're also going to pay someone to file it for you. And the purpose is, even for the corporation, if you don't want your home address being seen publicly, you want to get a registered agent, which is someone else. You can also have a virtual secretary, someone like me who is a business coach to register your paperwork. And what that means is that's where your paperwork will come to, okay? Now, some people have been using or they want to use a virtual address. You might want to be careful with that because some of this stuff will raise red flags with business when you're doing business with creditors, with the bank. They want to know why you're using a virtual address, okay? And you can think that through. If you're using a virtual address, should something happen, how is the person going to find you? Okay, so they do want a physical location. So be careful with the I think it's PMBAs, okay? Be careful with that and be careful with the DBAs, doing business as, all right? That's just a suggestion and a tip for you. And so I'm here in New Jersey, so I filed my LLC I did a lot of my paperwork through the Small Business Development Center, which you can get help with your business plan and other paperwork, and just someone to talk to, okay, to get a mentor. Business Development Center is located mostly every single state in the US of A. And you can just look it up, go online and find out where yours is. Usually they're located somewhere or in the building where there's a university or college. So some SBDCs that I've been to or I've affiliated with and gone to trainings is at Brookdale University and Rutgers, okay? I've also been to a couple others, but those are the two main ones that I dealt with. And Rutgers has a community law project, which I love, okay? And they registered, they did the paperwork for my LLC as well as other paperwork that I had done, okay? And your paperwork is important. Your intellectual property is part of doing business, okay? Learning how to write and read contracts is another part of business, all right? So I hope that helps you. So it's the Rutgers Community Law Project. I didn't write down the number, but you can look it up and call them if you want them to register your business, and they actually do it cheaper than a lot of the other people. Also know you can register your LLC yourself. A lot of paperwork, even taxes, you can do yourself. The point is, you want to make sure you do it right, And this is what I suggest. Anybody who's going into business and you're not a paperwork person and you might not understand this, besides watching my YouTube, what you can do is if you have a family member, a loved one, a wife, a husband, a spouse, children, older children, I don't care what age they are, if they can read, they can understand. Get these books. I also have one called Kids in Business, okay? And get them, pay them. This is just a suggestion and some advice. Pay them to read these books, all right? Pay them to watch videos. Pay them to learn how to do the paperwork for you. Pay them to help you with your business. Simple, okay? Pay these people as part of the process. And once they start learning, they will make the business easier for you, okay? You can do it together. You can partner with them or they can work for you, okay? They can do your paperwork. Okay, a lot of these young college students and high school students are bored or they say they're bored, they want to make money. But I tell you what, if they learn something about business, I think it would open up a whole new world for them. It's a challenge for them to learn this stuff. Let them ask them, pay them to read it. Pay them as the employer if you're opening up a business. If you can afford it, pay them to read it and to follow the steps. Pay them to create the marketing campaign, which is your business card, your logo. Pay them to do this, to make flyers for you, your website. My son does all of this paperwork for me. Okay? So now that you've decided what structure for your business, like I said, I gave you the information on how to get your LLC, your corporation, and your S Corp, even your nonprofit status, if that's what you're interested in, or forming a foundation can be done through like LegalZoom app, okay? You call LegalZoom or you just go on LegalZoom and they'll be able to help you out. All right? Make sure that also you get your BRC, which is a copy of your business certification. And make sure you get all your certifications and keep them in a specific spot in a file cabinet. You can also buy a what do you call it? A safe to put things in, a fire safe, okay? Is something that I recommend. You can get a fire safe from places like Staples and or Walmart or anywhere between $50 and $100, okay? And I say a fire safe because all of your documents from your birth certificate to your license can be protected in that fire safe just in case there is a fire, okay? God forbid, all right? So and you can also make copies of your paperwork. But if anything happens, you can also go online and reorder it. Something that you don't want to do. So just make sure you protect your stuff. All right. So now that I think I told you everything. You can use these apps to file your paperwork and get your business registered. Make sure you have your BRC. And then one other thing you're going to have to do to complete your filing is to many states require you, not all states, but many states require you to have to pay a franchise fee. So you also want to file for your mercantile license because you're still going to have to pay, and this is probably like a yearly fee. So you're going to pay for your mercantile license at your local government. Okay, so right in your community, you can just call your local or go down to your city government and just apply for your mercantile license because you're in that town, okay? You'll be doing business in that town, so you still have to pay them. It's like $52 for the year, and they'll give you a certification, okay? Let me tell you something. Being certified in business is a big, huge accomplishment, okay? Whether you do it from your home, you're a legitimate business owner, paying taxes into the community. You're employing yourself, you're employing your children, you're employing your spouse, and you're employing others. And as you grow, you'll be able to employ more people, okay, as a small business. And hopefully, you'll get bigger to the point where you can employ over 500 people and be more than just a small business. You can be a mid-sized business, okay? But it doesn't even matter. The fact that you have started a business is praise enough, something to be super proud of, okay? And I applaud you for even starting. So in my next podcast, I'm going to I wanted to give you some ideas for businesses to start because this is what I find out. I've found out that in school, people will say to you, and even my mom and your parents will say to you, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I have no idea what I want to be because I haven't been out. I haven't experienced anything. Okay, so I want to give you ideas in my next podcast, but I also want to. I'm going to do some podcasts for you that are more interactive, where I'm going to show you myself making some things and some skills that people have, like even handyman skills. I'm going to have that in video for you. Okay, I'm going to have all types of things that you can learn how to do, DIY things at home, and to make products and any types of services. Just giving you ideas of things that you can do. I'm going to help you to price these things. Okay, we're going to make this big. So please like and subscribe to my channel. Right. And I have so much more. And on every topic, whether I'm talking about business registration, I'm going to continue to talk to you more about that. Okay? Because there's always things that I forget. This is new to me, being able to take what I wrote in the book and actually talk to you and give you the steps on it. And right now, I'm thinking to myself, there's two things that I did miss and I did want to tell you. And one of those is yes, for those who want to know, you can have more than one EIN. Okay? You can own multiple EINs, okay? Some of you have all types of business ideas and you want to start different ones. Yes, you can have multiple ones. Also, those of you who actually have spaces out here, your own space, you can have, listen to this, you can have multiple different businesses in under one roof, okay? However, and more importantly, they have to be registered, each one of them, okay, differently. If they are different businesses, they have to be registered legally. And the same thing applies. They have to pay for their certifications, their BRCs, they have to have everything, okay? Depending on what they are. And they have to pay their local, state, and federal taxes, all right? So anyway, I'm Melissa C. Williams. Like and subscribe and share. And please, let your children and your college students listen to these videos with you, okay? If you're just sitting at home, relaxing, you're in your car, listen to my videos, okay? And I hope that this stuff will help you. And I'll be back with more for you on the BBPM Business Podcast. And if anybody wants to join